Now, the game is killing us literally. Example one. We now know that the Louisville mass shooter follows the same pattern that seems to always plague us. He left a note, which means this wasn't sudden, okay? He got the AR legally a week ago, and likely a ton of ammo, and his mother even called 911 when he left the house with it. Listen.
911, Operator Val, where is your emergency?
Yes, my son might be. He apparently has a gun and he's heading toward the Old National at on Main Street here in Louisville.
Main Street, Old National?
Yes, and this is his mother. I'm so sorry. I'm getting details secondhand. I'm running to it now. Oh, my Lord.
Okay. And what exactly is going on with him? What is he saying he's doing?
I don't know. I'm getting this information from his roommate. He apparently left a note. I don't know what to do. I need your help. I think he's never hurt anyone. He's a really good kid. Please don't come up to him.
Okay, and you said he was headed to the Old National Bank. Did he say what he was going to do there?
I don't know. I don't know anything. We don't even own guns. I don't know where he would have gotten a gun.
Are you telling me our system can't deal with this better? Last night, Florida Rep. Byron Donalds told me that he voted against a red flag law that was proposed in his state that might help in these cases. Here's his rationale.
If somebody's going to bring a claim of real serious mental health issues, making the claim is one thing. That person having to go through whatever that process is another. But if you take their property from them, and then it's found out that that wasn't the case, now you have a taking, which is, you have a taking of somebody's property. That is unconstitutional.
But where is the harm in the temporary taking? If you want to take the 2A, the Second Amendment, so literally, then remember the well-regulated part. We already allow people who show cause of being a harm to themselves or others to be hospitalized for up to 72 hours before they can force a hearing. Is that not more of a taking of a right than just taking weapons temporarily? Or why not propose a law that allows a loved one to flag someone and have them evaluated? What if the mom had had that ability, or the roommate? What if, to get the AR, the store had to call someone like the roommate to vouch, as some places do for handguns? Look, the point is obvious. We can do better. We lack the will, not the way. And this stems from a desire with our politicians to stick with their team, and it poisons us. Example two. No less than MSNBC cites a CNN poll. Headline: a majority of Americans approve of Bragg indictment of Trump. Look more closely. 61% of Democrats think politics played a role in the indictment. That's bad. And yet, 93% of Democrats approve of the indictment despite the conflict. This, my brothers and sisters, is the game. Now, is the right more toxified thanks to Trumpism? Sure. But the party system is killing us. It breeds a party-first battle to the bottom. Now, that's why I don't get why so many are surprised at example three. A Fox anchor went to kiss the ring with Trump despite trashing him repeatedly in private. You can't work there if you're critical of Trump. This is the game. Fox is called faux news in my business for a reason. They are a mouthpiece for the right, period. And this full-faced fop is their team mascot. He writes this: demonic force, destroyer, and this. You see what he wrote in there? Very, very close to being able to ignore Trump, right? That's when he's being honest, okay? I hate him, okay? Now, what does he say when it's time to feed the beast? This.
His understanding of world affairs is so much more nuanced and sophisticated and pro-American than the moronic neocons currently in charge. The conversation went in a lot of different directions, heavily on foreign policy. Really an amazing conversation. For a man who is caricatured as an extremist, we think you'll find what he has to say moderate, sensible, and wise.
Caricatured by you, brother. You see, of course he's going to say it with a straight face. There's no shame in the game. The Dominion suit is only exposing the anchor's hypocrisy about Trump's BS, about the election, because they're playing a game. You stick with your own and you stick with what works. Culture wars over any kind of real policy. Fear, fear, fear. And of course, fealty to Trump. Of course Trump's okay with it. He's completely transactional. You want to come, let him say what he wants to say, co-opt an hour of programming. He'll do it. He doesn't care what you said about him before. That's the reason for something as absurd as banning books in America, demonizing immigrants. It's all part of the game, and I'll keep exposing it to you because only you can change it. And we all know we can do better than this. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.